Well, hello there, everybody. It's your girl, Robin, and I am back. I'm so excited, of course, for another conversation on Let's Talk Church. Yesterday was so good. Thank you guys so much for making your girl feel so special and welcome. Listen, I got 3 emails, I think. I know you may be saying she talking about 3 emails, but I don't care. 3 emails that just blessed my soul. That's right. I got 3 emails from people welcoming me back and telling me that I have been missed. I tell you, I so appreciate that. I have truly missed being on with you. I've got Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram going. I tell you, I am on fire. Of course, welcome for those that I have not had the pleasure of meeting. I am Robin Ware, and I'm a church consultant, and I'm extremely blessed and honored that I get to help churches and pastors and leaders operate in excellence. I talk about things, leadership strategies. I talk about efficiency in ministry, as well as I talk about customer service. So, a lot of you know that I have just completed my Master's of Divinity. I am so super excited. Yes, I graduate May 11th, y'all. Woo! I'm so excited. So that's where I've been the past 2.5 years. That's why I haven't been able to be on consistently because your girl was in her books. Yep. So I have completed that. And so, in fact, I have to present my senior, Lord, I didn't forget, what is it called? I have to present my senior capstone. And so that's it. And your girl is good. So thank you again for welcoming me back. I see you guys. Hello there. I see you, Tracy. Hello there, Monty. I see you're back on. Hey, Pastor Darius. That's one of my classmates. Glad to see you on. Oh, he says he's jealous. Listen, your turn is coming. Y'all, please share. Let everybody know that your girl is on live. Today is going to be really, really good. Yesterday, I talked about the whole stripper incident and, you know, how the saints were in an uproar about that men's conference having that special act. So that led me to today's topic, which I told you that I got 3 emails. Count them, 1, 2, 3. Listen, I celebrate. If we celebrate one soul coming to the kingdom, I'm sure celebrating 3 emails coming to me, letting me know that I've been missed. And so one of the 3 emails said they really appreciated my lens, as I like to say, as it relates to hosting events. So I said they had a question about hosting a special guest. And I thought, okay, well, that's what I'll talk about on today. A lot of you may not know, but I own my own business, the Ware Agency. Woohoo! Yep, thank God. I celebrate 20 years. I tell you, some people don't make it 20 minutes. Yes, but God is faithful. So I have made it 20 years. And so I am rebuilding because, you know, I have been, I'm going to move y'all Instagram. Hold on one second so I can try to not have to look over to my left and to my right. Hey, Pastor Sam, glad to see you on, sir. But uh, I had to cut back because, of course, I was so focused on school. So now I'm rebuilding. And I want you to know, just in maybe 2 weeks, I've made almost $1,000. Listen, I don't know about you, but that deserved some heart, some love, whatever it is y'all call it, because it just goes to show that if you put the effort and energy into your assignment, that the scripture says that God gives us the ability to create wealth. Listen, if you put your mind to it, your effort, your energy into it, God will bring that wealth. And so I'm going to be going live maybe tonight, talking to my entrepreneurs. I know a lot of the people that are entrepreneurs or they are hobbyists that want to get paid, amen, that they may be able to watch me in the evening. But y'all had to play with my internet. I'm sorry. Let me move this. Um, but I'm not so good in the evenings. Yeah, your girl goes to sleep early, so I got to figure that thing out. But I'm going to try to go live tonight. Y'all let me know if that is something that you would enjoy, that I go live in the evenings and talk about entrepreneurship. So, of course, you can shoot me an email, y'all, or go to my website, I should say, and you can, I'm going to have to move y'all back, sorry. And you can let me know if you are supportive of me going live in the evenings. And on Instagram, you guys can just tell me. But those of you that are on Facebook as well as YouTube, you can go to my website. Of course, I've got a new website. I told you about that yesterday, thewareagency.com. It is the same domain, but I have birthed a whole new website. So let me give you the right thing there. There we go, thewareagency.com. So let's get into today's topic. Again, welcome to everybody. If this is your first time, I'm so excited to have you. And for those of you that are coming back, I thank you for returning. So I want to talk about keys to preparing to host a special guest. Keys to preparing to host a special guest. You know, again, yesterday I talked about that for that event, they invited this act. And the guy's act was that he was strong, was kind of like a strongman thing. And so one of the opportunities that I shared is that the event producer should have done more homework. So I'm today teaching what homework, some of the homework that they should have done, which that is my first point. Number one, do your homework when you're going to host a special guest. Don't just book the most popular speaker without doing your homework. You need to know what it takes to host that speaker. There's a reason why they are popular. Now, I know, again, I have been in the event production world for, 20 some years. And I've had clients that say to me, Robin, I want to invite XYZ. I want to invite this particular artist. I want to invite this particular speaker. And it's because they're popular, or it's because, this may sound a little fleshy, but there's a business side to ministry. It may be that they can draw a crowd, which is key, which is important. But this is the fleshy one, because they can raise an offering. Yeah, they can raise an offering. But let me help you with this. If you invite someone because you've got this idea that they are going to help draw a crowd or to raise an offering, number one, there's no guarantee they're going to bring an audience. There's no guarantee they're going to post to promote your event. I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with and consulted with, and they tell me, well, I invited XYZ and they wouldn't even post about my event. Well, that's what goes in the contract. See, that's business. If you want the influence of my audience, listen, I am the one coming on live, every day to build my audience, to build my platform. And so if you invite me and you want me to share your event with my platform, you have to pay for that. Yeah, there is a cost. Yeah. Remember, y'all, we used to say there's a cost to be the boss. That's what it is. There's a cost to be the boss. So it goes beyond. Now I'm getting my entrepreneurship hat on. But those of us that get invited, listen, you got to take care of your business. There's more than one way to get paid. So I'm not going to shift there. I'm going to wait and save that for later. But as an event producer, it's important that you share what your expectations are up front, because I know people, again, they won't post. They don't have to post. It's not contractual that they post. Number two, I know people that raise offerings really well, and that is a spiritual gift. They're anointed to do that, I should say. And some of them, they raise it, but they keep it. They take it. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, I needed that to meet the budget. Well, that's a whole nother conversation, because I believe that you shouldn't host an event that the budget's not already met. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. But you can get caught thinking you're inviting someone that's going to help you ultimately in paying your bill, and they want either the whole offering that they raised, they want half of it, or they want a percentage. Hey, Kim, I see you coming on. Thank you, sweetheart. Number two is, if you're going to host a special guest in excellence, is you need a budget. Not, there's nothing wrong with booking someone and then I want to say this the right way, but setting a budget for what you can pay them. So oftentimes what happens is that a host will reach out to the speaker and they'll book them. And then they have someone like me, that's an event producer, reach out to them and get all of the details. And part of getting all the details is, what is their honorarium request? And a lot of times they may not have an honorarium request, but they'll say things like, make sure you take care of me properly. Make sure you take care of me properly is code for don't treat me any kind of way. Yeah, give me some hearts. Let me know. Yeah, some love. Look, I think I'm on Periscope, right? But give me some love. But that's real talk. Make sure you honor my gifts. Make sure you honor me fairly, because this is what happens. So I may not, you may book someone that doesn't have a really big name, but you love their gift. That doesn't mean that you just pay them pennies, right? That doesn't mean that. What that means is that you should honor them properly. I see you on YouTube. I see you, Lewis. Glad to see you on. And Denise, my sister, is on. We went to undergrad together. Love you, girl. So it's important that you treat people fairly, honor their gifts properly. I've had people that'll say, well, we're going to invite XYZ, and because we've got all of these miles with our airline partner, or let me finish that sentence. We've got all these miles with our airline partner. We're going to buy them a ticket with a frequent flyer. Absolutely not. Number two, I've heard people say, we're going to get their ticket and we're going to use the cheapest flights. Let me tell you something. This is why you have to have a budget. You might be able to find a ticket that is $400 versus $700, but the guest has to travel for 6 hours because they've got 2 stops. Absolutely not. If you're inviting a special guest, you ought to want to treat them with the utmost level of appreciation, excellence, just love, right? You're asking someone to leave their home. I think we get it wrong sometimes. We think people ought to be honored that, that we invited them. No, they should be honored, right? Appreciative, but you're not doing them, you shouldn't treat them any kind of way because you think you're doing them a favor. Absolutely not. What you should do is have a budget so that if their ticket costs $700 and they can get there in an hour versus 6 hours, you can afford to pay that. All right. For instance, I live in Atlanta. On Delta, you can go anywhere on a direct flight. Now, other airlines fly out of Atlanta, but it will require me to have stops. I'm not going to make a stop, a layover. I'm not going to do it. Why? Because it is a waste of my time. My time is valuable. One of the reasons why you're having me is because I operate in excellence and I put the work and the time and the energy in, to be who I am, right? Y'all know that I'm, hospitality girl. Well, I can be at home working on another book versus sitting in the airport for 5 or 6 hours because you want to save $200. Absolutely not. Let's see. GJT says exactly, excuse me. I'm reading a YouTube comment, y'all. Popular people might go 3 places a week, but post flyers or go live once per week. That's right. Good. I've seen some preachers that will post after the event as a courtesy, right? Go figure. Thank you for that. But it's really important that you set a budget so that you're not having to, penny up to get people to your event. The other thing is setting your budget for the hotel. You book a nice hotel, you you may want to book, let's say they arrive at, if the event's at 7 and the flight they chose, because sometimes I choose early flights because I like to travel early. The Atlanta airport can be demonic sometimes, right? Literally, I'll get there and they will not have access to a digital ID. Some of y'all may not know what that is, but in Atlanta, they have a program called Digital ID. And literally, I am able just to walk up and they look at my eyes through a camera, and that's how I go to security. I don't have to show a ticket, none of that stuff. So anyway, the airport will cut off access to digital ID, or Lord, I'm trying to think, what's the other one? I don't even use it anymore because I love digital ID. Oh yeah, what am I trying to say? What's the one that you could go fast supposedly in the airport? But anyway, it'll come to me, or one of y'all put it in the comments for me. But the Atlanta airport, clear. Thank you, Sheena. Clear. They'll cut that access off, and you have to go all the way down to baggage claim and come through the backside of the airport to then get to digital ID and clear and pre-check. Thank you, Lewis. Yes. So as a result, I'm discombobulated and thrown off and all that stuff. So I try to fly early so I don't have to deal with all of that from the Atlanta airport. Well, if that's the case, then if check-in time is at 4:00, you need to book my room for the night before so that I can check in. I've only had one instance where a guest wasn't able to book my room the night before. And y'all, I literally sat in the lobby for maybe 3.5 hours. Yeah. And I took it as, God was kind of testing your girl. Because when you teach about excellence and being kind and treating people with love, sometimes you get tested, right? To see if you practice what you preach. And so I practiced what I preach. I had my laptop, I had my iPad, and I did some work for the 3.5 hours. I think I really sat there for maybe 2 hours. And then I took a shuttle or an Uber, and I went to the outlet. So I was fine. But my point is that in hosting guests, the budget is really important. So you don't want to just, play that off the cuff unless you've got, an unlimited budget. And then let's keep going with this. Number 3 is make sure your staff is ready. Let me let you think about that. Make sure your staff is ready. Can your staff show up like you need them? I can't tell you how many situations that I have witnessed where the staff is not ready. For instance, and I like to talk about myself because I don't want to, put people's business out there. But I had a situation where I was invited to do a leadership workshop. It was a Saturday morning, and the administrative director, I think she was the director of ministries, she wanted to host me, which was fine. So she picked me up from the airport. I think we went to eat. Then she took me to the hotel. And then she told me, I am going to, I have to oversee registration. So I have to make sure that everything kicks off right. I think I was up to speak at like 11. I think the event started at 9. And so now I am one of those that I will come before I speak. I think actually I was up for 1:00 because it was a long span. So I think I spoke at 1. The event started at 9. I did want to come early. So I was thinking I would get there maybe at about 11. So do you know, she told me that she had to oversee registration. And because she was hosting me, she wanted me to be ready at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. so that she could get to the church on time. The church was like 15 minutes from the hotel. And so from 8:15, I was sitting there and I didn't even speak till 1 o'clock. And so again, I kind of took it as a test. I wanted to pass the test. But I tell you, there are people that will not take that test. They will say, absolutely not. Come and get me later. Send somebody to get me later. It, just really depends. Hey, Heather, glad to see you on, sweetheart. It really just depends. So make sure that you've got your staff that can handle you hosting a guest. There's no way that she, as the administrator overseeing that event, should have been hosting me as the guest speaker. I get it that she needed to make sure the event operated and, came off without a hitch. Absolutely. But someone else should have been assigned to host me. Now, she may have been, not comfortable with her team and, how they host. And I get that, but that's a whole nother conversation. So you don't want to have your guest sitting there for all of that time. So I actually have a training on my website, how to host guest and artist in excellence. Those of you that are following me over on Facebook and oh, did I do this? Let me make sure I did this right, y'all. Hold on 1 second. But you're following me over on, there it is. Yes. Where is it? I thought I had it. Well, maybe I don't. Well, I'll just put this one up. You're following me over here. You can see the actual link. Yeah, no, I'm a little rusty, so give me some grace. Oh, here, I found it. Yay. Okay. Oh, that's not right. Oh, well, I'll put it up. Let me just shift gears. So on my website, I have a whole training about how to host artists and guests in excellence. You can go to my website and you can check that out. But I have a special guest information sheet. What is that? It is an Excel form that I created that you can literally call your guest or their assistant, and you can walk through this document and you can ask them all of the questions that you need so that you can host them in excellence. So there's 10 sections to this form. And the form starts off, of course, with getting their name, getting their frequent flyer information, or if they're going to do their own travel, it asks about their hotel preferences. It asks about their meal preferences. It asks about their product, if they're going to have product. It actually has a space for you to have a conversation with them about wanting them to post on social media for you, that they agree to help you do that. It talks you through the right language to even say for that. It also gives you a place for them to give you permission to use their likeness in your advertising. It gives you an area where you can ask them to send you the preferred picture that they'd like to use, as well as a writer. A lot of people, they have a printed document called a writer that specifies what it is they want when they're your guest, what they like to drink, if they need to be hosted, if they need a change bank, if they need access to internet. That's really key. For those of us that sell books and products and things, we want to have access to internet. So you want to find that out before they get there. So if you scan the QR code that is on my screen, again, those of you on Facebook and YouTube, it's right there for you. You can purchase that. It's only $17, very affordable. But again, it's an Excel spreadsheet that you can use over and over again. That's right. So if you host speakers, artists, preachers, guests of any type, use this form, and it's going to help you make sure that you do not miss a beat as it relates to hosting special guests. All right. Any questions that you may have? It's really important. You want people to leave with good. You want people to leave with a good impression of your ministry. So I want you to put the work in. It's not just as simple as calling them, inviting them. One of the things that I've learned is that typically the host, the visionary, the pastor will have a relationship with the speaker, and they will just email or text them their availability, and then they'll turn it over to the event producer. Then the event producer does the follow-up work. So this sheet will make it so that you can be sure that your event producer, your executive assistant, your personal assistant, that they're asking all of the right questions. All right. So again, only $17. It's really affordable. It's something that you should definitely have in your toolkit as it relates to hosting special guests. All right. Well, listen, guys, we've been on for about 26 minutes. I'm doing good. I am so excited again about being back with you. Feel free to email me if you have any questions or suggestions. I am looking forward to again being back on with you guys on a regular basis. I'll see you again 12 noon on tomorrow. Look, if the Lord willing, or there's not a sale, let me be quiet. I was going to say if there's not a sale at Saks, but I'll be here. I promise you. I am working hard and excited about being back on with you guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you all on tomorrow. God bless.